Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It is finally fall and it is finally getting a little tiny bit chilly here at our house in the south. But I wanted to share with you guys something a little bit different. I know you guys have been enjoying a lot of the recipe videos that Chris and I have been doing together. And we are big fans of the Crockpot. And not just for Crockpot dinners, but also Crockpot desserts. So I thought something a little bit different for you guys would be some fall Crockpot desserts. And I have 3 really good ones for you. All 3 are super easy to make, and a lot of the ingredients are ingredients you probably already have at home, especially if you make like pumpkin pie and stuff like that during the fall. So I hope you guys enjoy these 3 recipes. This first dessert is called a Crockpot caramel pumpkin cake. And you will need 1 cup of water, 3 eggs, 1 can of pumpkin puree, a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a box of yellow cake mix, a 1/3 cup of veggie oil, some caramel topping, a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. First, you're gonna put your cake mix into a bowl and add your water, your veggie oil, your eggs, and your pumpkin puree, and all of your spices and your brown sugar. Once you stir all of those ingredients up real good, you're gonna grease your crock pot and you're gonna pour the batter into the crock pot and you're gonna have it on high for 2 hours. When the 2 hours is up, you're gonna pour 3/4 of the jar of caramel sauce on top of that, and you're gonna let it sit for another 2 hours until the cake is all the way set. Then you are ready to serve. I just put a little bit of cake in the bowl with some vanilla ice cream, and then I poured some of the remainder caramel sauce on top, and it was delicious. Next up is the Crockpot Caramel Apple Crumble, and for this you'll need 4 apples cut up into chunks, 1 2/3 cup brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 cup of sugar, a 1/2 stick of softened butter, 1/4 cup of flour, 2/3 cup of oats, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And this is also good with some vanilla ice cream as well. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put your apples and your brown sugar, but only 1 cup of the brown sugar, the regular sugar, the salt, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon into your crock pot, and you're gonna mix it up real good so all of that sugary goodness gets onto all the apples. And then you're going to, in a separate bowl, mix 2/3 cup of the oats, 2/3 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of flour, another teaspoon of cinnamon, the 1/2 stick of softened butter, and 1 teaspoon of the vanilla. And you're gonna mix that all up, and then you're gonna pour it on top of the apples and make sure they all get covered up. And then you're gonna cook that on low for 4 hours, and that is that. This was Chris's favorite dessert that I made, and he mixed it with a little bit of vanilla ice cream. This last dessert recipe is a Crockpot pumpkin bread pudding. What you'll need is 1 loaf of French bread, 3 cups of 1/2 and 1/2, a can of pumpkin puree, 2 sticks of butter, 4 eggs, 1 1/3 cup of brown sugar, 3/4 cup of regular sugar, a tablespoon of cinnamon, and 2 tablespoons of vanilla. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna spray your crock pot with nonstick spray, and then you're gonna tear or cut up your bread loaf into the pot. Then you're gonna take your pumpkin puree and 2 cups of the half and half. The sugar, three-fourths cup of the brown sugar, the 4 eggs, and the cinnamon, and the vanilla. You're gonna mix all of it up, and then you're gonna pour it over the bread, and you're gonna make sure all of the bread is saturated in the liquid. Then you're gonna put it on low for 5.5 hours or high for 2.5 hours. When you're almost ready to serve, you're gonna take your 2 sticks of butter, a cup of the brown sugar, and a cup of the half and half, and you're gonna let that all melt over the stove. And once it's boiling, you're gonna just let it sit for a little bit so it can thicken up. Then once you're ready to serve, you're gonna spoon out a little bit of the pumpkin bread pudding, and you're gonna put a little bit of the sauce drizzled on top. And that is it for the fall crockpot dessert recipes. I hope you guys enjoy them. Let me know if you make any of them at your house or if you change any of them up. They were all 3 super delicious, and it actually made a lot. So I definitely suggest making it when you are having like a get together or maybe for Thanksgiving or something like that. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and we'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.